Welcome to the Body Shop, where we'll make a new you. My name is Aaron. Today we have game dev, tabletop dev, writer, blogger, UA playtester, community manager, merfight enthusiast. You know how I know you were good at this game? Last night you mentioned soft locking the game with a glitch that like I encountered last night, but I didn't know anybody else knew about it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you found that. Yeah, we fixed that recently. So.
Yeah, how's it going?
Going well. So we're doing a first to 5, right? Sure.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to like derail your train or anything. So yeah, feel free to ask me any questions because I am kind of the Bible for this game right now.
The first question I have is arguably the most important. How is your cat?
Oh, my cats are fine. My cats are doing great.
Oh, cool. When did you first get into merfight?
Oh wow, it goes back a fair amount of time. I believe 2019 was when I first tried the game. Matt was looking for playtesters, and I just saw it and thought it was interesting. You know, I'd been following him for a bit, and that's when I picked up the game. But since then, it's been basically just training mode, combo videos, trying to get people to play, organizing tournaments, that kind of stuff.
Do you want to kind of tell people about like versus tag shuffle? I didn't know how much that you would.
I mean, yeah, I'll very briefly touch on that just because it's I don't have a lot to show for it, unfortunately. But yeah, so versus tag shuffle is a card game tabletop kind of board game that I'm working on. Have been working on for a couple years now, and it just tries to replicate the feeling of a fighting game without any of the execution or sort of knowledge check stuff that comes with just picking up a fighter for the first time. So,
strictly speaking, it is not a fighting game.
No, strictly speaking, no, it is technically a board game. But the goal it was not like meant to take sort of card game stuff and combine it with fighting games. Like I'm quite literally trying to make it feel as much like a fighting game as possible. So there's distance, there's movement, there's reversals, all that BS. But yeah, I really want to focus on merfight for this, just for the sake of the project and everything. But yeah, I am a game dev in my own right, but I mostly do QA and community management for other games as well. So.
This is kind of an open-ended question, and people kind of hate when I do this while we're playing, but where do you feel like the overlap for like fighting game and card stuff comes for you? Is it kind of that similarity of like, there's stuff like team synergy or like, is that kind of stuff where like where you have like your hands in cards being kind of used in a similar fashion, or do you feel like that's something else?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of crossover between the two, right? Like I would argue to say that both are considered, how do I describe this? Like open information games, but also hidden information. You know exactly what Ryu has, what moves Ryu has, but you have no idea what move Ryu is going to do next. So it's a similar way in a card game or a board game, where it's like you kind of know exactly what you're up against, but you don't know at any given moment what's going to happen.
As I believe that you have some history with the Marvel versus series of fighting games, what would you say your favorite character from that series is? To play as?
See, that's a tough question. Oh, from the Marvel series or the Versus series. Oh, wow. Tronbon? Let's go Tronbon.
Wow. Why Tron?
Yeah, so Tronbon was one of my first characters in Marvel 2, and Marvel 3, I picked her up. Honestly, I picked her up in vanilla because she was broken, right? But in
definitely
Ultimate Marvel
very
3,
good,
yeah, it was just like the best armored movie you could have. But outside of in Ultimate Marvel 3, I still kind of played her, and I really found that the combination between the DHC mechanic and her like little parade of surbots was so fun. Being able to lock your opponent in that hit stun and then do something completely else. I found combos with her and like the guy with the camera, what the hell his name is?
Frank, yeah.
Frank West. The combos with Tronbon and Frank West, combos with Tronbon and Thor. I just really enjoy being able to lock the player there and do whatever you want. Like you can do like Morrigan. You can do 2 fully charged Morrigan fireballs that steal meter, for example, during that super. So yeah, that's one of the things I just really like about Tronbon.
Yeah, one of the other things I wanted to ask is kind of there's like there's a combo video where you actually use some of that music and that for merfight, and I was kind of wondering, you know, where you would put like similarities between like characters you like in Marvel versus characters you might like in this.
Oh, well, that's a really tough question. I mean, honestly, there are so many different play styles in this game. I think I'm gonna answer it in a little bit of a different way, which is to say that I think merfight is a lot like Marvel, except it's very meter based, right? The game starts off, if you don't have any meter, it's kind of like a footsie, it's kind of like a Street Fighter, a little bit more traditional. And once you start getting meter, you can, you know, dash cancel anything you do, you can cancel supers into supers, you can do a lot of really nutty stuff. So I'd say like this game, in a lot of ways, has the craziness of a Marvel without the team element.
Would you say that this was either a desert island fighting game for you, or what fighting game would you bring to a desert island? If you'd only bring
Ultimate
one.
Marvel 3.
Marvel
yeah,
3?
No question. No question. And that's just training mode though, right? Like if it's a desert island, I can't play against anyone else.
The last person I asked this question said, like, you know, was kind of expressing a similar thing where it's like you have to have someone to play with. So like I will give you one like training islander.
Sure, yeah. I think UMVC3 would be the training mode equivalent. Honestly, playing against other people would have to be Virtua Fighter 5. That game stole my heart. Speaking of which, let me see. I'm gonna switch characters because
no problem.
I just want to show off a little bit more. Just given we're talking and all that, I just want to show off a little bit more of the craziness of this game.
Sure. Along to kind of switch gears here, you are also an accomplished blogger and you do movie reviews.
Sometimes, yeah.
What was the last truly great movie you feel like you saw? What was great about it?
Wow, movie is tough because I've just been binging so much TV lately.
There's a lot of good TV on, so if you want to talk about
so
TV too, that's awesome.
Yo, that would be great. That would be great. I mean, honestly, I've been watching Ozarks lately. That's been a lot of fun. I'm not a huge Jason Bateman fan, but I feel like it takes a lot of the sort of like drug cartel, you know, what are they gonna do kind of thing from Breaking Bad, and makes the characters a lot more compelling. I also watched Midnight Mass. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch that at all. But that
I have not. I hear good
very
things.
interesting.
Also, on your blog, you went to Bonnaroo?
Yeah. I'm a big music festival guy. I've been 4 times.
How was Bonnaroo?
Well, if you read my most recent blog about Bonnaroo 2019, it was a garbage fire.
Oh my god.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean that's just what can you do, you know? There were like pipe bombs. There was a pipe bomb threat on the highway. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Exactly. There was a pipe bomb threat on the highway, and a sudden storm, basically a sudden thunderstorm. So they shut down intermittently the plans for getting people into the festival, and it was just a cluster. Yeah, horrible. Wow. I spent 13 hours in line. If that's
oh my god, that's. Yeah. I mean, I respect it because you clearly wanted to see, you know, those acts. So
yeah.
It's like how you know, most recently friend of the channel, Griffy Bones, was recently at Frosty Faustings. They're a big kind of proponent of this game. Do you kind of play them a lot in this, or?
Actually, no. I don't play Griffy as much as I would imagine I do. Mostly because he's got so many games to play, right? So
there's a lot of games.
Yeah. So he's definitely been. I want to say Griffy has probably been on this game second longest compared to me, just in terms of training mode. But he did just enter our most recent Kumite, which we do. We try to do those monthly. You know, get people out, play the game. But no, he's exceptionally good at this game, and he takes a totally different like style of play too. If you have a chance to watch,
his Neko especially is really good. Yeah, it's fun to watch. Who would you say kind of inspires you the most in games, but also just in general?
Oh wow, that's a really tough question. I mean, especially lately, it's so hard to like put too much of stock in any individual person. You know what I mean? Just for a lot of reasons. You know what I mean? But I mean, let's just make it easy. I'd say Mark Rosewater, game design wise, probably the biggest inspiration for me. Just kind of has a great sense of what players want and how to approach a product, knowing full well that you're going to have a myriad of different customers all wanting different things. And I think fighting games are That's a great example, right? Like you're gonna have you're gonna make a fighting game, and there's gonna be just a huge bevy of people who all have different interests and skill levels and all that stuff. So it taught me a lot about approaching a product like that in a game like that.
So that kind of answered my one of my other questions about game dev, so I guess I can skip over that.
There you go.
What would an alternate tag you would go by be if you had to get rid of mohastgridlock today? Like if someone copyrighted it for some reason?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, some people call me just by my last name. Some people just call me Goldrick, which I think is fine. I know Andrea sometimes.
Oh yeah, shout out to Andrea.
Are you just gaining meter? Wait, do a jumping attack. Do it just jumping HP or HK.
Jumping
sorry.
HK.
You were why? Okay, it looked like you were gaining meter. Jumping normal, and I was
her
like,
meter build is kind of wild. Yeah, I was.
Meter build
like
this
that.
whole game is wild.
Yeah.
Trust me. Sorry, I totally lost your question.
So just kind of like Goldrick. Well, okay, let's kind of. I guess, I mean, I was gonna briefly ask another versus tag with shuffle question.
Please, go ahead, that's fine. No,
only because a lot of people right now are playing that Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
Yeah,
and I was
Master Duel or whatever.
And you know, as someone who kind of tries to bridge that gap between like card stuff and fighting games, I was curious as to like what you could maybe say to someone who was looking to get into fighting games but had never like touched one, but come from card games, because there are similarities. People are like Yu-Gi-Oh is like the Marvel of card games. You can die in 2 turns, yada yada.
Yeah. Or turn 0 even. Yeah. Before your opponent has a chance to play.
Yeah. I just wonder if you had any insight
there's
about
a lot of crossover. Yeah, I mean, I'd say there's a lot of crossover, right? I definitely think getting card game players into fighting games is a lot harder. It's obviously the barrier of entry. But I know personally there's a huge crossover in terms of the community. So, I know plenty of people, even right now, just because of the pandemic, have kind of stopped playing fighters because they can't play locally, and they're just playing card games and stuff in the meantime. So I know there's a lot of crossover. It is a question of just how to, like, if you like a certain game, try as many other types of games and wait until something really clicks. I feel like people don't give fighting games enough of a chance when it comes to like, oh, well, I played Smash and that wasn't for me. Or conversely, I played Street Fighter and that wasn't for me. Because there's so many different... Wow, that combo?
That's wild.
That's ugly as heck, but okay.
Rose kind of gross. That's neat.
Oh no, so Mibidor just showed us that Rose is actually super broken and just got bubble changed. So bubble used to stay out forever. And I used to be able to just do this forever, but now it only works once.
Oh, okay. I did see something about that getting changed to track and then do like a teleport.
So yeah, he has a teleport now, I think. I don't know how to do it, but maybe I suck.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. That's a new feature.
That's nasty. Man has a teleport Jaguar kick.
and it links into his best wipeout combo too. So, do you want me to talk about wipeout very briefly? That's
yes, absolutely.
Okay. So it's pretty much undizzy from like Marvel or Skullgirl, something like that. But it's each attack has a certain value, and that's going to put up your undizzy meter by that value. Once you get to the max wipeout, you break out of the combo, you're uncombable, unhittable, and you're going to hit the ground and recover. That being said, if you get wiped out or someone does a wipeout combo on you, you can no longer reversal, no longer quick roll, and quick get up. So you lose your end your combo, so to say, but you put your opponent in a worse situation. So it's a limiter for combos as well as a tool for players to set up their opponents into hard knockout situations.
Yeah, it's a neat spin on like hit stun kind of deterioration, because a lot of people like are like kind of critical of how that works and some other stuff. Like it might not be for you if you're and it's not really something I really like about Skullgirls per se. It's not a problem that keeps me from playing it, but it's just something where I'm like I like the idea of giving the player the most freedom, so that's a cool spin on that. What advice would you give someone brand new to merfight who had maybe never seen it before?
Oh, okay. So pick GG, pick GG, and hit 2 HK.
Ah, okay.
Hit 2 HK all day. That's all you need.
Nice.
Quite literally though, yeah. I mean, pick. I would suggest GG as your first character, unless you really like Arctina, because honestly, so many people have picked Arctina as their first character. I don't know why exactly. I think it's just like big
Their
buttons.
combos look cool. Yeah, and
Yeah,
the buttons
yeah.
are all like massive. So
You kind of know what you're gonna do with her. Yeah. But
I also
generally,
feel like
I mean,
characters that have rekkas are neat, like
Yes.
first starter characters too. But
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, I definitely see the GG. As GG as a good starter. Who else in the game would you say would be a good kind of first like pick up and play kind of?
I mean, Bolt is the kind of quintessential charge character. I know some players pick charge characters because they don't really like motions. So that's an alternative if you prefer. That being said, this game is designed for accessibility as much as it kind of is a buzzword to say that.
Oh, it kind of is. Yeah,
it's meant to be a game that anyone can pick up and play. And you know, if you find a character you're interested in, I think it's better for you to play that character than worry too much about like what's best. But yeah, if you're gonna enter a tournament, enter as GG.
What do you feel is the coolest thing you've done in this game as far as like combos go, or just tech, or? Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've done anything as cool as what the Japanese community has done for this game.
Oh,
Yeah,
shout out
Japanese-
to K-Doc. I was
Yes.
meaning to put them in here too. But
Yeah, absolutely. So there is, I don't know how large the Japanese community is, but basically they came in and were like, oh yeah, this game's cool. Here's a TOD with everybody in the game. So, and it's the kind of TOD thing where like I didn't even think it was going to be possible, and it is, and it's pretty much possible with the whole cast, and Matt's okay with it. So I'm not touching any of that.
yeah,
I'm not touching any of it.
Matt as a designer, I mean, you know, if you think about how Battle High kind of played out, I can absolutely see him being like, nah, just let it rock.
Yeah, exactly. So nobody's doing that in tournament, but essentially the way it works is you have these bubbles that pop out when you hit somebody, right? And you gain meter when you hit them. However, there are combos that cross sides and go full screen and basically fill the screen with bubbles and then collect them during the combo to keep it going. And that's how you kind of just TOD forever.
It's
All
neat having
hypothetical.
well having combos that do certain kinds of meter gain is definitely like, you know, a consistent thing across fighting games, but like it's cool here though. I like it being in here. I guess the last question, what would you, if you were a fighting game character, and funnily enough, you have a skin in this game.
Ooh, I know it's gonna be this game.
So you actually do have a win quote, but if you as yourself were in this game, what would your win quote be?
Always keep learning.
Always keep learning. Yes, I like
There you
that.
go. It's kind of cheesy, but genuinely, that's one
I
of the things I
mean-
like most about fighting games.
Most of the win quotes I've gotten so far when I do these have been something very inspirational, and I'm like always kind of taken aback by how people, you know, want to inspire other people in this. So
Yeah.
it's that
We're all
part
little
is really
Japanese.
yeah.
It's better.
it's yeah. We're all you know, we're all fist of fire in heart. Like,
exactly, yeah. But yeah, no, I ended up getting a skin in this game as I think a reward for the first tournament. The first tournament we ran, which is very cool. You're actually wearing the same skin that was part of that tournament as well. That was a reward for I think Gaming Warhog for entering the first tournament.
oh wow, that's shout out to the Roadhog.
Absolutely.
Well, that's
I'm not keeping score. I think
that's
right?
it. I definitely, you know, my hands were cold. The sun was in my eye, but you know, we appreciate you for swinging by and bodying me in the body shop. Hopefully someday, you know, maybe we'll get some offline in whenever this virus chills out. Anything you want to plug coming up?
Absolutely, yeah. We have a charity event coming up, I believe, next week from the 7th to the 11th, and that's with Alex Alchemy. We're doing it's basically a charity to raise money for Alzheimer's research. We'll be doing tournaments throughout the week, and I'm running a tournament on the 7th at, I believe, 4:30 EST, and that's for Avengers in Galactic Storm. And then on January 11th at, I believe, 6:30 p.m., I'll be running the merfight tournament for that event as well.
Nice. Okay, I'll probably be in most of those getting pops. So thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, thanks for coming through. This has been The Body Shop. We'll make it new you. See y'all later.